When someone searches a home service company in their local area, the first thing they do is this. They take their phone, they pull up and they say who is in the top 3 for that said service that they're looking for. So let's be honest, if you're not in that top 3, you're not going to be the people that they end up going with. The only people who are going to keep scrolling and looking for your name are probably your friends, your family, and people who just already know everything about your business. And we know those people basically do not exist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the exact playbook for what I think you need to be doing right now to rank #1 going into 2027 as a home service business. Now, this video is not meant for people who are just looking for a quick fix, looking for basically a 5-minute video. It's going to explain it. This is going to be a longer, in-depth video where I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to be doing as a home service person. And if your agency is not doing this currently for you, listen up, because I'm going to probably get them fired really quick.
Hey, water boy!
Yes, Mr. Coach for you.
You're fired!
Okay.
So come follow along, let's dive in. All right, so the goal that we're trying to do right now is get you from invisible to #1, and that's going to come in a couple different ways, and we're going to show it through right here. But the first thing, why is home service different? Home service is different because a lot of these people who are coming to you, they're wanting it now. They want it urgency. So are they going to have time to read blogs? Are they going to have time to really like browse the internet and look? Not really. A lot of these people are going to be people who are looking for those top 3. So we have to make sure our client's there ASAP. Now, as we get into what these searches are going to be, a lot of them are going to be near me searches. So what we're going to do is go into keyword planners and figure out what are those keywords that we want to go after. As you can see here, I have the keyword planner pulled up and you can just see but those searches and what we're getting for roofers near me. So the first thing that I'm going to do when I'm looking to figure out what terms I'm really trying to go after is I'm going to look through this list. Now, when you go through this list, you're going to want to figure out which ones are high intent, which ones are information searching, because if they're information searching, we probably don't want to rank for those because those are not going to be as high intent keywords. So just a little bit of FYI, right in here, we're going to see how many searches we have currently coming per month and just really understanding, which ones we're wanting to rank for. Again, I'm going over this very generically, but I'm just giving you an understanding of what keywords you're trying to find in your locality because Google is all about what is being searched. Now, the map pack and your GMB are going to be where a lot of your calls are going to be coming from. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that. So I'm going to stay on the roofers near me section. Now, the first thing that pops up is LSA. It's very important. I'm not going to go over too much in this, but it takes up a lot of real estate up top. Highly recommend for home service. Now, as you can see here, we have searched roofers near me. You can see on the map pack the top 3. Now, granted, there are 4 that is showing right now, but these ideally are going to be the people who are getting the most calls. Now, they've probably done a plethora of things to get to this top. It is not just about being lucky or just paying to be to the top. It takes time, it takes reviews, it takes a full system of not just you doing a good job when you're in, but you communicating with Google of how good of a job you're doing. That's where this last one comes in, just a little bit more of an example. It's all about your trust and proximity. So like I was just saying, those reviews that you're building out is the trust, and that proximity is going to be basically where you're located based on the search. So when you're setting up your GMB, you need to make sure you're giving an actual address. A lot of those people who are setting up their GMB just giving a service area are not going to be able to rank as high. And if you do that, you're going to be constantly fighting a uphill battle against those who are giving a pinpoint location and communicating to Google that I'm a real business. Here's me. I'm located here. Service me within this said area. Now I want to get into the details of exactly how Google ranks you online. There's a couple factors. It's have relevance, the proximity, and reputation. Now we know we can control the reputation and the relevance, but the proximity is something that we cannot control. The only way to really combat the proximity situation that you have going on is setting up different GMBs throughout your locality, which would cause you to have a new physical location. Now there is some tricks that you can do with your GMB that I'll explain later in the video to help rank your GMB, but for the most part on the proximity side, this is always the toughest one to figure out. Now those 3 services that we're going to use to try to rank on Google is going to be the map, organic, and AI. Let me show you. So here where I live locally, I searched for plumbers near me. Now you can see down here, LSA is popping up again, but right here, the AI overview, and it's going into detail of exactly who are those top people that you can know, trust, and do services with. And as you can see here, these guys have been killing. Now, this is something that's very new to home service and a lot of people are wanting to get into. So I'll go into more detail of how you can actually pop up and show up like this. But this is one of the bigger real estates that's coming up that's new and hot and something that you need to take over in 2027. Back to the map, this is something that we talked about a little bit earlier, but these are the top 3 map slots that you want to be in and you need to rank for. How these people got high up on the map is the review velocity, how many reviews are coming in per month. It's the communication with Google, it's the posting, it's all the other stuff that's going on the backside that communicates with Google. And then lastly, it's going to pair based on where you're located. So for this example, I'm located in a said area where I live. So these are all going to be ranked a little bit higher up just because I am in this location. Now, granted, I looked up Wilmington, North Carolina, but I live in Holly Ridge. So it's still going to pull a lot of those Holly Ridge people because that is where I'm located. And I'm telling Google my information, which most of the time Google knows people's location. Now, as you can see below, the next is going to be that organic rank. And then we can see Yelp is one that's coming up. Angie List is coming up. Really, the first real one that comes up as an SEO rank is going to be bestplumbers.com. So I'm going to go into detail a little bit later about, because especially with the Better Business Bureau, this is something that you're going to want to sign up for and be in, because if you're not tied to this, you're going to lose ranking and you're not going to be as successful. Now that I've showed you a little bit of how Google's going to rank you, I want to go into your GMB, which is going to be a very important asset for you. Now, if you do anything from this video and you decide, hey, I'm not going to take any of this free advice that I'm giving you, at least do this one thing, and that is getting your GMB leveled up, because this is one of the biggest needle movers that you can be doing right now for your business and literally driving in leads for free. Like when you go to sell your business at some point, this is considered an asset. And why? It's because you're taking the time to build up the reviews, the posts, all the things that your GMB is doing is going to leverage your company to be the guy people want to go to. So I'm going to break this down a little bit. So here's an example: is Dependable Plumbing Services LLC. I just decided to pick the first one that ranked on the map pack, but I want to break down a little bit of what they're doing. So in here you can see they have ways to book online, they got a website, directions. A lot of these tabs are important to have. Make sure your operating hours too are leveled up the same as your website says. These services here are important to just list off a bunch, and as you can see, they've listed off a bunch in here, which this is great. One of the worst things that you could do is literally be someone who does HVAC and does plumbing, and you say yourself as a contractor for your primary service. Highly recommend to make sure you are locked in on your primary service, because that's going to be one of the bigger indicators for Google to understand who you are. One thing they could be doing a little bit better is posting more of those GMB posts. This is very essential too for boosting your GMB, and having a lot of those low-key search terms to where you can just sprinkle them into your descriptions, and in the GMB post, type a learn more. A lot of those times when people put call now and those others where it's saying, hey, book now and all that, it's really not doing anything for you. And a lot of home service people will admit they've probably not had a lot of people actually go to the descriptions and they saw those posts and click it. You're going to have more success by creating basically little mini links to your website, to where this is now like a spider web of ways to go to your website from the GMB post that you're doing. Now, one of the other biggest needle movers that you can do as a home service business owner, which is also one of the trickiest things that you can do, and I highly recommend do not do this by yourself, is to not only, obviously, you're going to have your primary as your main rank for what service you do, but the best people do this, and this is such a cheat code, putting the keyword in the actual name itself and then the location in the name itself. So if you're in the plumbing industry, everyone knows who Benjamin Franklin Plumbing is. They're a household name. But what did they do here in this map pack that's different than their actual name? Let me explain. So Benjamin Franklin Plumbing right here of Holly Ridge, NC. So as we can see, not only do they have the keyword in their name, but they have the service area in their name. That's a cheat code, and that will really help you on ranking, but you can't just add that in because Google will suspend you and you're gonna screw up your account. So do not do that. How you would do this is you would have your LLC that you have, and you have to do a DBA, and you have to feed that back into Google and basically change the name through a DBA. If you don't know what a DBA is, look it up, but that's the legal way to do it. All right, now for your reputation, this is gonna be a huge indicator. We talked a little bit about this earlier, but I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth on what you need to do. So your review velocity, if you don't know what review velocity is, that's basically the amount of reviews that's coming into your GMB, and basically where you're communicating to people, hey, I'm doing work, I'm doing 5-star work, and people really want to work with me. If you're not doing this with your jobs and you're allowing a lot of jobs that you do to just get blown past and don't have reviews, you're gonna fail. So how you can do this for your business is this: you need to have some like QR code, some kind of scan on one of your employees, to where when they're on site servicing these people, they can literally scan it instantaneously, get that person to give a review while the feeling feels good. Now, if you wanted to have a drip campaign, you can for sure do that with your Google reviews. I recommend try to get it on site as much as possible. For my clients, I have a full drip that's built out for them, so that way no one ever doesn't leave a Google review. We kind of just hound them a little bit, and then also too, we have a whole system that we prevent them from getting anything less than a 4-star review. Now, obviously, if you're not doing that many jobs in a month, and if you are a roofer or a hardscaper and you have more of those bigger jobs, that's okay. But the idea is, again, just push as much as possible. Try to get on there and make sure they're real reviews. Do not do fake reviews. And if your marketing agency doesn't do this already, you should have automations built out to where it's automatically responding to these people, telling them thank you for, hey, doing this service, and having it ping you if it is a 1-star, to where you can go in, manually respond, and make sure that that client is being responded to on Google and you're taking care of that situation. So next thing I want to break down too is the website. This is very important. If you're actually a serious person who wants to scale your home service, you have to have a good website. You have to have a lot of links, and you have to have it to where it's basically able to speak with Google no matter what. For the site structure, there's a couple of just quick bullet points. We're going to need a page per service, page per city, and also a lot of internal links that's linking them. The difference is there's internal links. For instance, if I'm scrolling through a website and then I click a link that's in there talking about a said service, it links to another spot in the website. The idea is the more we can move smoothly, I don't know what my hands are doing, but whatever that is, that's what you want on your website. It has to move internally. Now, external links is where you're getting more of external links that are sending traffic to your website. They don't come from your website, but they're on other places. Like, for instance, you could be on Better Business Bureau. You could be on, say for instance, you're a plumber, you could be on Ferguson. Ferguson's a great place that you would want to have a quote unquote backlink, because if it goes from Ferguson and we're a plumber, we know people, that's the niche we want to be in, then it links into our website. That is the backlinks that we're talking about and how you can do it externally. But right now I'm gonna show a little bit of external. So as you see here, this is a website that pulled up that's local to us. Now they have services, careers, our process, about us. I really don't like this menu up here. It could be a lot better, but one huge thing they're missing is our location on where they service in other places. Obviously we know they do Hampstead, NC, but they should have a service menu for other locations they're going to that's tied relevant to those locations. So you can see when we come to the services section, I clicked on plumbing. It's not just the best way for people to actually see the services, know what's going on. It's just another kind of friction point. And I am being very picky right now because I want to show you a very professional level website that's done by the Benjamin Franklin crew and why they're able to probably have killer websites and killer engagement. All right, so I'm on Benjamin Franklin. I clicked up, very snappy. Now look, services drop down. Look at this menu. This is very easy for me to use. I can see everything and I can access it super quick. You can see here as well, it has like a little updater for location where you want to be at, but areas we service, you click onto this, look at that. It's literally breaking down a map and showing everything it needs to be. And this is like part of what I'm talking about on the website for when you're showing those service areas that you need to have. Now for most pages too on a website, I try to keep them, you don't want to keep it too thin or too thick. So anywhere from like 1,000 to 1,500 words should be acceptable for each page that you display on your website. Another thing as well with the services, you can see here, let's say I go to bathtubs. They have a whole page dedicated to bathtubs. This is very important. Each of the services that you're going to want to run for your business should have their own service page. It's really simple now. They are carbon copies of each other, but the idea is this is now creating service pages that's going to allow for internal linking. It's also going to allow for that person to really navigate, and also for Google to understand what your business is all about, the services you provide, and copy that they can use. And what I recommend, if you want to actually really crawl this rec site, you can use things like Ahrefs or SEMrush. And what this does, it'll allow you to see exactly how this site ranks, where can it be better, is it actually matching up with the H1s, the H2s, the H3s, because all those come into a really big play. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail about that for a website. That could be in another video, but I just wanted to put that out there. That's another thing that you're going to do to really dissect that website. Now, before I want to get into speed to lead as well, I want to talk a little bit about the schema. Schema is something as well that you need to make sure you're crawling your page and looking at. Again, I'm not going to go over in depth in this video, but what you need to do is be able to understand that your schema is very important for Google to understand how to crawl your websites, how to see what's going on, and to see what to rank you for. Now, speed to lead is also one of the most necessary things that you need to have for your website. As you can see here, there's a book now, there's a big phone number and click to call up top. This is something for a lot of the home service people that they have to have. It needs to be on the hero somewhere in bold. And ideally too, as I scroll, you can see it's sticky at the very top. Something else you need to have on there, because ideally they're going to be calling and they want the service probably done today, right? With a lot of, especially plumbing as well, roofing and maybe some hardscaping, it might not be done exactly today, but plumbing and HVAC, those are people who are calling with high intent and they're wanting your services. So highly recommend too to have that phone number visible, easy to access, and give you a call. Now, if a lot of this is overwhelming and you're just sitting here trying to figure out how you can actually figure this out for your own business so you can rank number one coming into 2027, I want you to go down the link below and book a free audit call with me. What I do is you're gonna have a one-on-one meeting with me, and I'm gonna list out a full page of exactly where you're ranking on Google, where you're showing up, where you're not showing up, and what needs to be improved. Now, I know we've talked a lot about Google, but I also help people too with their brands, their social media content, because I truly believe it's not always just about Google. It's about your social media presence, who you are as a brand, and then also too, one thing that we haven't talked about is your CRM. All these things are gonna work together as a funnel system. And if one is off, you're missing out on money, and I don't want my clients to miss out on money. So if you're interested, again, it's a free audit call. I'm gonna tell you exactly where you're leaking money, what you can do right now to be better going into 2027, and it's gonna just be on you. If you wanna either work with me, we can do that. If not, you take it, you can run and do it all on your own. So cut back to the video. So the next one we're going to talk about is citations. This is very big for Google as well, and this is something that you need to take time to take care of and make sure it's aligned. So people call it NAP, but it's basically your name, address, and your phone. All these things need to be aligned across all your citations. So for instance, when you're sitting there trying to rank on Yelp, Better Business Bureau, Angie Liz, Apple Maps, Yellow Pages, there's a bunch of different ones you can rank on. There's two different things that you need to make sure are consistent. One, the NAP, that needs to be very consistent. And two, you wanna make sure that you're indexed on all of these different sites. If you're not keeping up with this over time, this is where you can lose a lot of potential leads in your own business. So make sure that you're doing these and staying with those two consistent things that I told you about. So for this next one, we're gonna talk about backlinks, but not just backlinks in general, it's local backlinks. This is gonna increase your relevance and increase that authority that you have. A lot of people just try to get on a bunch of different websites for backlinks, and your marketing company might be trying to sell you and show you on how you're on these big backlink websites, but they're not doing anything for your business. What I like to tell people is you're going to be in your local chamber of commerce, material and suppliers and contract pages around your area, local trade associations, could be charities, some youth sponsored teams, and any kind of relevant link that's geared to the map and where you're located that's going to best help you service that area that you're in. All right, so for this next one, this is going to be PR plus authority. All this is basically where you're going to write press releases in your locality. You need to figure out who that is in your locality. So for instance, I went ahead and already looked up where I live at. I live in Wilmington. So places that you would want to be in Wilmington as far as for these press releases and releasing it, you're going to be on Greater Wilmington, a Business Journal. You're going to be on the Port City Daily, Star News. This is how you can figure out which ones have the most authority in your locality and then just get on there. And in there, what you're going to do is about every month, you're going to release a press release. The main thing that you're looking to do with this is just tie your service with your locality to people around you. Backlinks like this is another one where it's going to be really great for your business, but it's really good if you do it with local authority, daily posting news spots. So again, this is something that you're going to do about once a month. Don't make it too crazy or go too crazy with it. Just do it, post it, tie your service to the location, link it to the page, and keep it moving. All right, so now the next one, which a lot of people are going to want to figure out, is how can I rank in these AI overviews, ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So for this one, I'm going to type out, just say best roofers near me. As it's searching the web, it's currently going to scan and figure out what links to attach it to. So as you can see, it's pulled up and it's showing me the top 5 for roofers near me. Now, how do you get here? How do you see these? One of the things that you can see on here, I don't know if you can see this link, Better Business Bureau. We talked about this earlier. This is why you need to be on this. Go ahead and pay the fee and get on it, because this is a really great one for AI search. And you can come in here to look at the sources and see where it's sourced from. And that's also going to tell you a little bit about the places that you need to be on, or at least communicating with, so that way you show up in AI overview. Now, I know I showed a couple sources on here, but other places where you need to be on that's going to help you with this are going to be the reviews that we talked about earlier, Reddit, local community threads, press releases, and directories of just listings in your city that tie to your service. What I just showed you right here for the AI overview is something that a lot of people are not doing, and you can take advantage of. And especially as you're going to 2027, this is where you need to put a little bit of time to, if you haven't done it already, because a lot of people are using AI more. A lot of people are trusting AI. You can see there is a lot of information searching that goes on with AI. I'm sure everyone's looked at AI as far as for information searching, but there are a lot of people that are linking to their page. And again, it's all about the traffic that we're trying to push to our website and get them on. I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but one of the things you need to consider is all this takes time, and you need to start now. Every day that you wait to not focus on getting your business to number one, you're losing money, you're losing dollars, and you're paying a marketing company to run ads for you that you're gonna constantly have to keep paying until, either run broke or, something changes. Now, I'm not saying to not run paid traffic. What I'm saying is to take money and allocate it to this SEO side. Try to get yourself ranking, because the idea is all this is going to be organic ways that you can push your business, scale it up, and have it ranking at the very top, which is where a lot of these people are going to be seeing your business. Again, if this is something that you want to figure out for your business, figure out where you're currently at, where we could go, and how I can help you out, feel free to click the link below, go on and book a time with me, and I'll do a 30-minute audit where I'll basically take your business, show you where you're at, and just decide, hey, here's where you need to go. This is what you need to do. It's just up to you on whether if you want to work with me or do it all for yourself. If you made it to this point in the video, be sure to hit subscribe. I'm going to continue to make a lot more content like this where I'm basically just showing you the juice that you need for your home service business. So I'll catch y'all in the next one.